once again. Thank you for taking out time and attending our session. We are going to talk about the AI and its role in accounting. So, how can we utilize the artificial intelligence tools that we have to increase the efficiency? And we also see what are the benefits and what are the challenges that we have while implementing. And along with that, we will look at one tool which is going to help a lot of accountants in increasing their efficiency and reducing their time to spend on routine works, whereby they can spend more time on their efficient or value added works. So, this is what we are going to talk about. Myself, Balaram Michide, I'm a chartered accountant with about 20 years of experience. I worked with big four firms like PwC, KPMG, and Deloitte. And we started Spectrum Auditing 9.5 years ago. We are based out in Dubai and we have offices in India and USA. We provide like accounting, audit, and tax services, company formation, and other consulting services. So, along with me, Ms. Renuka is also there. Renuka is a chartered accountant. I would invite Renuka Garu to introduce herself.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. I hope my audio is clear.
Clear, clear, yeah.
Yes. So, thank you, Banrap Garu, for arranging this, and it is a pleasure. Uh, I think in almost all the fields, we are noticing a lot of AI being used, and in accounting is where we seem to be lagging behind. And now is the time where the lot of improvements which have come in, where it can enable and empower the accountants to do more and better. So before getting into that, myself a chartered accountant with 30 years plus experience, having worked with startups and growing concerns, where the whole area of practice has been into transformation. Like what are the business processes that need to be transformed, the automation part, and the like. So we are located in Dubai and in Bangalore in India. So that's on a small introduction from my end. Yes.
Thank you.
So
Thank you.
thanks. Thanks.
Yeah, we'll listen to Renuka Garu a little later about the tool that we're talking about. She will give a demonstration also in addition to explaining how and what are functions it can provide. And in addition to us, C. Narendra Kottu, my colleague, is also there. He will also moderate in between if there is anything that we need to speak to. He is working on CFO services team. He is taking lead in CFO services team in Spectrum Auditing. So he's also chartered accountant. So with this backgrounds, let us get into the session. So as most of you know, the artificial intelligence in accounting. In general, artificial intelligence means so any task that generally the system it learns from whatever we do, and then improvises that, and then again performs the same actions that we do, or we train that, and improvises or increases the efficiency also. AI refers to systems or machines that mimic human intelligence to perform tasks and can iteratively improve themselves based on the information they collect. In the realm of accounting, AI is pivotal for automating routine tasks, processing large amounts of data quickly, and providing unprecedented insights. So, as we know, the businesses that we see now, they are very large organizations where the number of transactions are huge. You may have the small and medium-sized companies with hundreds and thousands of transactions, but when you get into the bigger organizations, you may see millions of transactions in each category or in each ledger or any database that you see. So it generally becomes challenging or humanly impossible to analyze, look at the data, and come up with the improvements or suggestions that we read in a given time. So the tools that are developed by considering AI and machine learning, so they definitely give you the results in a click of button, in irrespective of the size of the data. So it increases the efficiency and increases the quality and the correctness of the data or analysis that it gives. It comes in handy in many cases. So as Renuka Garu mentioned, the AI is being at a very advanced stage in many other areas. But when we see accounting, a lot of places we still lag behind, or we still go with our traditional approach, our traditional methods of working on accounting, or working on collecting the data and then utilizing that for the purpose of accounting. So bringing the AI into it and utilizing the efficiency that we get out of this AI is what is the motto or the objective behind having this session, and also the tools that they have been developing and working on. So the brand that we generally have is We Simplify. Under the name of We Simplify, these tools are there. So which Renuka Garu and team will take you through more about it. But yes, so these tools will definitely be helpful in your day-to-day activities that you perform as part of accounting and finance team. So let us quickly look at the advantages that we have having the AI tools considered for accounting or finance field. So, as I mentioned, it increases the efficiency and productivity. So, the routine tasks that you generally do can be taken care by these automated tools. So, you just need to supply or provide the data, and whatever is expected to do as a part of your routine task, that automatically does and gives you the result. So this time definitely can be reduced, so which increases your efficiency. And this reduced time or the time that you saved can be utilized for more productive areas, and you bring in a lot of value addition that generally the machines do not do. So that is one of the main area where the AI tools come in handy. And most of the areas, this is what we see as the benefit of AI tools. So the same thing can be brought into our accounting and finance field also. And at the same time, it enhances your accuracy. So not only saving your time but also accuracy. So how much efficient you are. So when you are handling large volume of data or working on multiple transactions, a kind of transactions as a human, so there are chances that you may get into some errors, or you may commit some errors or do some mistakes. Whereas the AI tools, once you train that properly and do the programming well, the accuracy is make taken care, and the accuracy generally is at 100% unless the places where human intervention is required. So when you have these AI tools as part of your systems, it increases your accuracy, and the chances of having errors is definitely almost zero. So this is another important area where we can bring in AI tools. And see, once you have any error or mistake somewhere, not only correcting it, but the main task will be to identify as to where did you do that mistake, where is the problem that we have. So that itself, digging it will take longer time. So instead of that, if you have AI tools, definitely the chances or issues of getting into the errors will definitely be almost zero. So whereby you are again saving the time, and you can improve the efficiency of your work. Plus improved compliance and risk management also will be done. Now AI tools definitely will also suggest. Now you can see the uh, GPT, Chat GPT, and there are many other GPTs that are specific to respective fields. Like if you take up the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India, the institute has developed in India the CA GPTs, which are very specific to the chapter, very specific to the institute. And along with that, they have also developed a lot of GPTs specific to each area, like the income tax in India, or the law with respect to your commercial laws relating to finance and accounting, or your other compliance related GST, VAT, whatever you call it as. For all these respective areas, they brought in the GPT. So you give some data or a query specific to that particular area, and then on a click of button, you'll get the solution or suggestion. It gives you the references on the respective laws and clauses, and it also tells you the implication or implementation or the interpretation of those laws specific to the question that you raised. It almost gives you the entire advice. You only need to review it and put it in a respective format, whatever you want to. If you're comfortable with it, you can send it as a advisory. So that much efficient it became. So it all is possible only because of AI tools that we have. And how do you utilize those for your respective fields is what you need to look at. And it also gives you the notifications, early notifications, wherever you have any complaints or any deadlines that you have. It gives you a notification so that you can do the works in time, by whereby you can avoid the penalties and any other damage that you may have. It also helps you in cost reduction. So obviously, so when you have transactions or areas where you have a lot of manpower requirement, In those areas, if you bring in AI tools, then the automation that you have will definitely reduce the requirement of labor or manpower, whereby you can reduce the cost. Not only that, automation also helps. It is like, it is a regular activity that you do. Unlike human being, where you have only shifts or limitation in terms of the time, the machines and tools definitely will run on regular basis without any issue with respect to timings also. So it runs 24 hours, 24 by 7, and no bar on the time, and then volume also it can handle easily. So these are the advantages that we have, which can definitely help you in reducing your cost. So, and on right hand side, if you see, not only the current business execution, but also if someone is looking at scaling up their businesses, most of the times we see startups. So startups, when they mature little enough, they also need to look at scaling it up. So in that process, not only for that, even for the well-established businesses also, if they want to scale up their operations even furthermore, AI tools definitely come in handy for them in helping those scaling up process. As we see, the when in the process of having scalability or scaling up process, so you will see lot of data coming in, and the existing manpower may not be able to handle those increased volume of data. So in which case, if you have AI tools, definitely it will help you in handling those increased data or volume, effectively managing without having any problems, and having the insights into the data, as well as the analytical that you generally do and results that you get out of your analytical processes or analysis that generally the AI tools gives. So they come in handy in your decision making also. When you're doing or getting into newer areas of business or geography, so you need to take a lot of decisions. In those cases, if you have the relevant information, decision making process becomes easy and that becomes efficient also. So AI tools in those areas definitely come in handy to give you the right information to take the right decision at right time. And client service enhancement. The client satisfaction also generally is enhanced by using the AI. For example, if you have to send some reminders to the clients as a consultant, so you can utilize the AI tools to set that into the process. So now whenever the deadlines are there, whenever they have to respond to your requirements, if you give an instruction to the AI tool, it automatically sends not only to one client, but all the clients depending upon their respective deadlines. It also sends the requirements list and grabs the information. If both the systems are already interlinked, your system as well as your client system are interlinked, the AI may also pull the information from these systems and then give you the basic information. So, which definitely increases efficiency as well as the client satisfaction, especially for the people who are into service industry. It also helps you in innovative services and business models that you can get into. So as you get the data and information on real-time basis, so the decision making becomes easy. And if you have to bring in or add any specific service line or service to your existing models, it becomes very easy when you have the data available. So this definitely adds value in terms of increasing your revenue and reaching out to new geographies and new type of services as well as clientele. And these are the various AI based accounting systems that we generally have, or accounting ERP system that we generally have. They are more AI enabled or AI connected ERP systems. So they generally give you a lot of tools in handy to be able to handle whatever we discussed so far as to get the better results out of the AI tools. So you can just refer to those, and we give only for your information purpose on the slide. Yeah. So one of the area, as I mentioned earlier, we simplify is the tool that Renuka Garu and team will give the introduction about and then also take you through. So that is also something that helps most of the accountants to. So there are two areas that generally I feel is the V simplify will bring value addition. One is where you have lot of documents, And those documents, based on the documents, like you may have vouchers, you may have invoices, you may have purchase orders or whatever. So those information generally the accountants take that as information and then feed into the ERP system to whatever entries you have to pass. So the AI comes in handy in those areas. So the vSimplify comes in handy in those areas. The moment you give the documents to the vSimplify tool, it automatically reads the data that is there on the document and gives you the entry draft. So you only need to review that entry and then approve. Then it automatically posts into system. So this is one area where I felt it is very handy. And at the same time, if you have a lot of documents, but you don't know where to uh, fit them, you have purchase orders, you have invoices, you have sales orders, and all those things are there. So all the documents are at one place. So those documents you can just give to Simplify. It automatically processes and puts them or classifies them into different categories of folders and classifies and then pushes those documents into respective folder of sales, purchase, sales invoices, sales orders, and purchase orders. So you can process them further without spending more time into review of those documents and see which one is what and then to put it into the respective folders. So that is what vSimplify does. After this slide, Renuka ji and the team will take you through. These are few challenges that we have. They are the few challenges that we have in implementation. Like any other software, AI tools also will have this. One is high initial cost. Some of the tools may come up with a high cost of implementation. And second challenge could be like data privacy and security concern. Most of the times we feel that when the systems and the data is stored outside, what happens to the privacy? So especially the financial data is considered as more confidential. So unless we have comfort on the data security, secrecy and privacy, so it becomes a challenging thing to implement it. And complexity and integration also becomes a challenging thing. You need to understand what kind of systems you need, and if you already have some existing system, then how do you handle or how do you bring in new tools and how do you synchronize those tools also becomes a challenging thing. So unless you spend significant amount of time and understand what all the systems are doing and whether the integration is possible and these two systems are more than one system talk to each other and then are they in sync or not is going to be challenging thing. And dependence on data quality. So I mean at the end of the day, tools are tools, it is like a machinery. Whatever information you give, based on that only the quality of the information that you get becomes, and it becomes a dependence thing. So garbage in garbage out is what we know clearly. So the quality of information that you provide is also important. If you don't have that quality information, then output could be a mess, or it could not it may not be useful for you. And if you see some of the ethical and operational concerns when we have AI tools or automated tools, lack of human oversight. So obviously, we don't know what is happening in the systems and banks when you have AI tools taking care of your tasks on automatic basis. You need to have checks and controls in between so that you know the things are happening in the way you want it. Sometimes if some mistake happens, the entire data could go wrong, the entire process could go wrong, so in which case it becomes messy and then results could go wrong. And one of the main concerns that we have because of AI tools is job displacement concerns. Most of the times, once we have automated tools in place, so the people who are handling those areas where a lot of the routine tasks are there or a lot of manual tasks are there, where the value addition is lesser, these AI tools may take or replace those roles. But what I feel is that it may not replace the entire work of that particular individual, but at least to some extent, yes. If the volume is more, if the number of people are more, those number of people may go down a little bit. So that risk is there, and if the based on the advancement of the tools, it may replace even more people also. And regulatory and ethical issues are also expected. In some places, the AI-driven decisions are a little bit challenging, and regulatory requirements could be there in terms of accountability and and the place where the data is stored also could be one concern. So these are the kind of regulatory issues that we may get into. And technical limitations, some of the times you don't know, you don't have visibility or clarity of what is happening. And the transparency is missing in the processes, and which becomes critical thing for accounting also. So these are the few operational and ethical issues that we have. And this is what I wanted to say about this. And now I would like to invite Renuka Garu to take it over. Renuka Garu, can you please?
Yeah, thanks, Balram. So I think a very well articulated presentation from Balram, where he's brought on out all the major requirements, what are the things that are happening in AI and how it could affect everyone, and also in terms of the challenges and the mitigation measures. We need to see that also when we talk about AI. Okay, so before we dwell more into the product, I will just give you an introduction about what we simplify as a tool is. So, like I said, in many areas, we have health tech, we have ed tech, we have fintech, we have different tech kind of technologies that are coming up. And in accounts, also, like the concept is why and what can be automated or AI driven in accounting. While there are a lot of new age softwares that I would say in accounting, where you have the ability where the machine is able to understand from the base document. Earlier, we used to have full stack ERPs. Like ERPs become complicated in terms of the usability, where maybe as an organization, currently you're not geared up to it, but going forward, you would definitely be needing as and when you grow. Now, what are the typical problems that any accountant or a CFO generally faces is you have a lot of paper invoices. At least now you have digital invoices which are coming in. Again, sales invoices something which you can generate from your existing ERPs, but you also get a lot of purchase invoices, expenses, and different kinds of information. The receipts, the vouchers, the whole lot of documentation which is there. It is not just about having the documents, it is about segregating it, filing it, retrieving it, and whenever you're called upon to reconciling it. So these are the typical challenges which accountants and CFOs generally face. And then in this process, what happens is, where is our valuable time going in? And how many people, what is a man hour spent in terms of trying to get the information out so that it can become a meaningfully led organization and the information sought by the management is given in time. Okay, so the reasons that we have seen and we have captured is they are fragmented process. Maybe within the department certain things work independently, then there is the effort on collaborations, there's a lot of manual works and disparate systems. If you take any organization today, you have a POS, you have a billing software, you have an inventory software, you have a accounting software, you have a whole lot of different softwares. So where is that one place sitting in a accountant's position or a CFO position where I'm able to compile all this information and be able to actually deliver a good result within the timelines that we are able to do. Okay, so these are the typical challenges that we have. And again, when it looks at what are the repetitive tasks that we have, data entry validation. So you have a invoice which comes to you, you see that, and you type into your accounting system. Yes, like in case Balram was showing couple of new age softwares like Zero. You input that, automatically the system gives you those entries and they are able to pass and keep a accounting track for you. Again, each of them have their own limitations. Like for instance, without naming the few very popular ones, you go to inventory. Inventory is a real bottleneck, while the software itself is so very good, but the kind of inventory is you get negative inventory in that, no matter how well you try to do a inventory management using the software. So all softwares may not be eligible for doing all the kind of requirements that an organization may have. And that is one of the major reasons why you have multiple systems that you are using. Okay, so what we are looking at is wherever it is possible to automate and integrate. It is not just automation, it is also integration with least amount of difficulties to the existing process without disrupting the existing process. How you can bring together everything and ensure that you have data entry validation, you have compliance, you have reconciliation of accounts payables, receivables, a book closure process, the bank reconciliation. Is all this possible? The answer is yes. And we will also demonstrate how is that we can be looking at. Again, like I said, the entire accounting department functions in three buckets if we have to put the functionalities of our accounting department. One is the pre-accounting function, where you get the data, you sort out the data, you raise the invoices. Typically all works which happens before any entry is passed into your accounting system. So there is one bucket which is pre-accounting. There is another main bucket which is actually accounting. So you actually input your entries, you get your trial balance, P&L account, balance sheet, the second part. And the third element is the post accounting part. So the slide here which is being seen right now handles the post accounting part. The earlier slide was relating to the pre accounting. With automation, will all these kind of reports that we want to look at from a management perspective, is it possible for us to have all these automated and deliver the reports on time? In this space a lot of research is being done. And again, because it is a fragmented and different systems, different kinds of data sitting in different systems, to bring everything to a common place, use that information and give out these reports, is where we are currently working on. At We Simplify, we are working currently on all these modules. So budgeting and forecasting, we are in December. I need to give a budget for the next year for the management. How am I going to do? And where AI can be used, okay, this was my function. In fact, we have gone to the extent of actually experimenting with a couple of organizations where you are able to map the day wise requirement as well. In next 365 days, okay, during Diwali this is going to be a lot of spend in these areas, or during Christmas these are the area days where the amounts are going to be spent on so and so, when you're having a retail outlet or when you're doing a distribution. So to that extent actually you are able to come out with predictive analysis. Okay, so these are the various elements that we have. And one more thing is, now if you see, compliance is a major issue these days. And in Dubai, if you see, FTA expects you to hold your documents for 7 years. And what FTA is expecting is a invoice level reconciliation. I cannot have any entry in my books of accounts if it is not substantiated by a documentary evidence or a transaction evidence. So how do I know and where do I pick up that document evidence? So the document retrieval also is a major bottleneck that we undergo, that we face. So where do you retrieve your data from? How do you link up? Okay, this is the invoice. What is this invoice standing about? When was it received? What was the payment done? Which line item in your bank statement is related to that particular invoice? Was it partly paid? Was it fully paid? There's so many questions attached to a particular invoice, when you look at a invoice level reconciliation. So this is something that we have attempted in We Simplify, where when you pick up any transaction, you're able to do a 360-degree view. And by virtue of the AI capabilities that has been built in, you're able to actually, the filing also is taken over by the machine. So you just dump your documents and the system does the document repository for you, where it becomes the bearer of all the information related to the organization so far as F&A function is concerned. So anything which gets into your balance sheet, P&L account, is a forming part of the document repository which is inbuilt within the system. So that's another area where we have tried to bring in a lot of automation there. Finally, there was a particular point which was raised by Balram in his presentation, which is the challenges and the opportunities. Data security and privacy. What happens today? Email, is any of our data actually secured? The answer is no. You use Mail, Microsoft has. You use a Zoho has. You use a Zero has information. So wherever we are talking about, the information is all over there. So what is our reliance on having our data secured? So you use service providers who are actually having, like AWS, it's got its own set of servers. If you're using Microsoft Azure, so they have their own set of security and compliance that are there. That being said, every software product has to undergo a WAPT test functionality and security testing before it is actually released. So to that extent, in terms of the data security, privacy, and the GDPR compliance, we are in the we are there because we are relying on services which are already certified and regulated. The second and the most important element is AI going to replace or displace the jobs? This again, time and again, in all my presentations or in all my forums, wherever I talk, I'm mentioning is, see, the whole logic is AI is still artificial. At the end of the day, without human intelligence attached, artificial is never going to become human. Whatever it may help you, it can be treated as an enabler. It can be treated as an enabler, it can be treated as somebody empowering, but it can never replace the human intelligence. Of course, wherever there are mundane tasks, again, the difference between RPA and AI machine learning is robotic processes are repetitive tasks being automated. And in AI, it is learning as you go. It is like a baby. The more you teach, the more better it learns. So it has to go through the schooling process before it becomes fully evolved. And the only way it does is when you have a lot of data and different kinds of data so that it is given to understand what is most relevant, right, for this particular organization, and thereon going ahead and doing it. So these are the cases of automation that we have tried to address. We are still a long way to go, but in the respect of pre-accounting part, we are fairly complete, and the post-accounting is where a lot of work is being happening right now. And again, what are we? We are a SaaS platform with embedded machine learning to improve accuracy of the accounting function. And we are accounting system agnostic, irrespective of what you're using as your accounting software, whether it is a Tally or a ERP or a Zoho or a QuickBooks. So what we are trying to do is we're trying to add this. It's an add-on. So to your existing software without disrupting anything, to ensure that you're going to be able to function smoothly. And this is a technical architecture. So how we simplify as a platform functions. Soumya, my colleague, will take you through the demo, which will give you the fair understanding of how it works and to whom it is going to be suitable. So any organization which has an accounting department and multiple accountants, any organization which has multiple branches or entities in different countries, and you have a centralized accounting department. Generally, the finance function is centralized in the corporate office, but you may have branches world over. So we simplify actually is a good enabler even to tackle all of these. Again, it is built as a add-on to the F&A function because we are using AI and ML, a fairly very well-trained AI and ML, where the accuracy of data is there, and you get a real-time processing. Okay, it takes less than 5 to 10 seconds for you to understand all this. And does only AI do all the posting also? The answer is no, because as a firm believer that a finance department has to have a maker and checker process. Okay, the maker, the machine takes over, the checker and the authorizer still remains with the person, the accountant or the CFO. So that's how you do. And all the F&A teams work together in tandem now. Earlier, I wouldn't know what my teammate is doing. In an organization, if I'm taking of AR, somebody else is taking of AP, you will have no visibility. But with We Simplify, you are able to give a specific role to a specific person, and you as a CFO or the group accountant are still able to see all the work of each of the team members. So there is synchrony in the organization, and there are different engagement tools that we have, and you can access it anytime because it is on cloud. You can access it on anytime. So this is a overview of the product capability that we have. It is built on accounting platform integrations. So it will take less than 6 seconds, 60 seconds for you to onboard any company of yours onto vSimplify. You have automated the document engine, processes the documents. You can define the users. Then you have partner management, where you have multiple organizations within your group or multiple entities. You can handle it under one login. Then monitoring is happening. You have a faster communication, the financial postings and reports, and document repository. And wherever there is, if you have a desktop application of Tally, you have a bridge application as well. So this is a high level capability of the product. So with this, What I would now request is I'll ask Soumya from my team to give you a short demo on this. Should you have any questions, we'd be happy to take once you have seen the demo. Thank you. Soumya, over to you.
Good evening, all of you. I'll present the product, brief about the product, how the product works. This is the V Simplified dashboard. Here, it's from the organization point of view. If an organization is a group organization, they would have multiple companies, multiple users, or if it's a handled by a group accountant, then they can have a view of multiple users. So this is the partner dashboard where we have the list of the companies, how many companies they are handling. If it is a group company, they can add multiple companies, onboard a new company, and onboard a new company has multiple ERP software. Like if your Tally is there, Zoho, Sage, QuickBooks, you can onboard a company, existing company, and reverse onboard it on vSimplify. Next, we have the users, internal users. It can be your multiple accountants or any supervisors or the admin or your group accountant. Next, we have this system works on the document upload, invoice upload, bank statement upload, or any other document, because system is reading all those documents and preparing data for you. So you can have the information about the uploaded documents, transaction posting. So user wise transaction posting, document wise is transaction posting. That is status. You can view it from here. This vSimplify software currently is integrated with 4 ERP softwares: Tally, QuickBooks, Zoho, Sage. So your company can be on any of these ERP softwares, maintain their accounts there, and you can post the entry and simplify all the documents in vSimplify through vSimplify application. Here in the partner dashboard, you can create internal users. Like I told you, these are then after creating the user, you will have the view in the internal user. After this, I'll take you to the companies, how the company dashboard will work. Here you will have the list of all those company where these companies accounting is maintained, Tally, Zoho, QuickBook, and from when your accounting period is started. So this is the period you can start posting in vSimplify. If you are uploading any document prior to this period, you will start it from January 21. So this is a company dashboard. First dialog box is showing the status of uploaded invoices. What is the status of that? Bank statements, what is the status of all those bank statement, if it is processed uh, or not, posted or not. Next, we have the status of all the invoices posted, categorization, if it's a sales invoice, purchase expenses, or any other journal invoices. First, after this, I'll tell you, we can upload the documents in 3 ways. Like you have option to upload it from the system. You already have it in your system, local device, and you can upload it directly from here. You have option to create a sales invoice directly from vSimplify. You will select your supplier here and create a new sales invoice, and it will be uploaded in vSimplify. Another way is there is a WhatsApp integration. Okay, you update a contact and that person can send you the invoice, and you have option to upload that document as a invoice, bank statement, or any other KYC document. So when we click upload as an invoice, you will see that and upload as an invoice. This document will be uploaded. After that, document will become ready for posting. So system is reading the invoice, it becomes ready for posting. We select that invoice and how it will view. It will read all the all the details of the invoices and show you 8 mandatory list, which is actually mandatory as per FTA. Above 5 items, which are non-monetary, it will auto verify. And next is subtotal, VAT, and bill amount. You have to manually verify. Still, if you think that since this system is a maker, you can make automatic change, you can make the changes here. It's open for the changes. You can edit anything and click verify. From this invoice, the system is reading all the inventory items also. Like it's giving you the description, product category, quantity, all the information about that inventory, you confirm it. After that, you have option for payment option. You want to keep it unpaid or make a payment through bank, cash, or current account, like credit card, you can make the payment. If you want to keep it unpaid, next screen is here. This is the bill information, what it's read. After that, it is giving you the accounting entry. What would be the accounting entry? Purchase and VAT is debit and the supplier is credit. This narration is also auto generated. You don't have to type. If you want to make changes, it's still open for editing, but it's giving you all the details like supplier information, invoice information, value, currency, everything. And you just have to click post. Since this company is actually on Tally, this entry is already posted on Tally. That's it. In this accounting entry, this invoice has been posted. How we can see? After that, we have the status of the transaction, what we have already posted. We just posted an purchase invoice. So we have a 360-degree view of that transaction. Here we have the categorization based on the category like sales, purchase, expenses, payment receipt, other entries, and any ledger inquiry we get. And after that, based on the payment status. So when we want to see the status of a 360-degree view of the invoice, here you have the information about the inventory in that invoice. What is the accounting entry posted? If the payment has been made or not. If the payment has been done, I kept it unpaid, so payment information is not available. When we make the payment information will also be captured here. Document, what document we uploaded, the invoice which we uploaded, that in document information is also available. Audit detail, when the document was uploaded, when it was processed, and when it was posted. All the document audit trail is maintained here. When if the user is deleting any entry or reposting any entry, all the information will be captured here. There is no like all the records are maintained here. Next we have bank statement. So first thing, we can post any entry through invoices. Text is bank statement. We are making the payment or receiving the payment. We just have to upload the bank statement, and the system will read all the line items in the bank statement. So after reading the line items, it will be reflected like this. So when these are the debit entries, what all options are available for debit entries? We can make the payment, we can post the entry as a journal, record it as an expense. If it's a VAT, WPS, here in UAE, WPS is there, bank charges, salary, all the information is available. We select it as a bank, it will show you the list of the supplier, what all suppliers and what is their outstanding balances. When we select the payment, it will show you the information about the invoice. So we can mention 5,000 we are making payment against the 5,000 and post payment. So entry is posted and narration is also captured here. So we'll have a segregation of posted, unposted, debit, credit, and we can actually export the statement. If unposted entry, we want to share it with the team, like what are the unposted entry, provide the information, you can export the statement, you will have option, and it will be exported in an Excel. Next, we maintain a cash register also. Similar way to bank statement, you can post entries through cash register also. All the options which are there in the bank statement will be reflected here in the bank cash register also. Like these are the entries. If it is a debit, you will have option, all the options which are there in the bank statement. It works similar way. Next, we have customers and supplier balances and their information. So all the list of the customers and suppliers, it's reflected here. What is total payable, if we have made the payment, or what is the balance left. We can see all the transactions which are there against this supplier. All the information is available here. Next, we have the financials. So we can actually export as per your customization, trial balance, P&L, balance sheet from your ERP software. So next we have company details. What is the company details? Okay, so here first thing, like accounting year, what is the accounting year, what is the base currency, what is the TR, and all the information will be captured here. And the contact person, this is the contact person who can actually WhatsApp you, and the information this contact person shares will be reflected in your WhatsApp message. Here you can upload the KYC document also. We have uploaded invoice, we have uploaded bank statement, and we have to maintain the KYC document of our company as well. So you have option to upload, you select the category, you have list of the KYC document, you select that, you just upload the document and it will be stored. So where it will be stored? It would be in document repository. Next, we have chart of accounts. What is the chart of account there in your ERP? It's replicated here. You can add ledger from vSimplify. It will be created in your ERP software, or you can reverse onboard. If it is there in your ERP, you can replicate it in vSimplify also. Currency, what all currencies are there in this company? AED, USD, Euro, GBP. Next is product and services. What, in which product and services company is dealing with, what all products are only for the purchase or sales, everything is can be captured in vSimplify. Next, I'll take you to the document repository system. We just upload the document, but this system will do the segregation of all the document as per the requirement. Like invoices, we uploaded the invoice, so it will store year wise, month wise, and the category wise: expense, purchase, sales. Everything will be automatically segregated. Similar way for cash register, periodically it will store, and the bank statement. Monthly, it will store all the bank statement. Next is KYC document. You will have the document type here. When you upload the document in company details, you will have the document type, and it will again be stored year wise. Other documents, you have your insurance detail or any capital loan detail, anything. This is a customizable folder. You can create your own folder. Like in this period, you want to create a new folder, you create a folder name and upload your documents as per your convenience. This is a customizable folder we have created. So the document repository works. It's very much automated. You have to upload the document. The system will do the segregation for your convenience. So filing process, manual process is actually eliminated here. Next, we have the users. All the list of the user. You want to create a new user with external user or internal user. You can create it. You want to create a customizable role, that all option also you have it. Only the supervisor or a person who can upload the document, that customizable roles can be created. You have the partner level monitoring, administration, only the book reviews. That all the options are customizable and you can create. So this is a brief overview about the product. Transfer it to Renika madam for further Q&A as well. Any question you have, you can put it in the chat. Yeah.
So I think thanks, Soumya. I think she's explained it pretty well. The whole idea is we simplify sits on top of any of your accounting softwares, and the whole idea is to ensure that you're compliant as per the regulatory requirements in UAE at this particular point in time, in terms of data maintenance, in terms of the audit trail that is required, in terms of data retrieval, and in terms of how it can make your task easy as an accountant. So, this pretty much sums up the whole product. Any questions would be happy to take. Is this software will upload the document in main accounting? In accounting software, yeah, I'm not sure as to what kind of accounting software you're using, Alicia, uh, because accounting software doesn't have the if it has a document attachment facility available, it can attach. But technically, what happens is through our software, you will be able to link it to the accounting platform. So if you can elaborate as to what is that software upload document in the main accounting software, I'm not able to relate to that question. If you upload in vSimplify, it will show you a transaction 360-degree view along with the accounting entry in your accounting software. But does your accounting software have a provision to upload the document and give you a 360-degree view? Because there are accounting softwares in the market which will help you to upload the documents, but they are not able to link it up with the entry. Again, it is a fragmented part. There are softwares where you can upload the document. Zero has the facility where you upload the document, they will link up the document with the accounting entry. But other than that, not many softwares are able to link up the document with the accounting entry in the accounting software.
Renuka Gaur, I think it acts as a ERP package also, like
Yes.
uh, to a smaller entities.
Yes, for a smaller entity, it can be a one-stop solution where you have everything. What does a smaller entity require? They need to know how to bill, how to raise an invoice. So that
Mm.
feature we have. And whatever expense bills and purchase bills they get, they have to upload, right? So in the backend, there has to be a accounting software, which I think Tally is doing the job for majority now. So any other software in the backend, it gives you end-to-end process. So you can raise your invoice, you can send it to your client. It You are able to get the data from there, and it automatically takes. You don't have to again re-upload the invoice that you have sent. The system automatically takes it into its loop and generates the further process of accounting work.
And does it have any mobile application?
No, we because see we are integrated with WhatsApp. You don't need another app on your mobile, right? So whatever documents you want to send or whatever details you want to get from the software, so there is a WhatsApp integration done. So almost everyone has WhatsApp. So through the WhatsApp itself, you can upload the documents, get it, and do it. We don't have a mobile application at this stage.
Now, why I'm just asking is if you have mobile application, I don't know if it works or not, but if you have application installed on your mobile and then switch on your camera through that application,
Hmm.
scan the document through camera,
Hmm.
enter the information through camera, and that
Hmm.
can be stored into this software,
Hmm.
pass the entry. Instead of uploading the document, you can just scan the document through mobile phone camera.
Yes. If the information is already there, if the document is already there on your mobile,
Hmm.
in wherever, so you can directly, all you have to do is just send it off.
So, yeah, yeah, got it.
So
Yeah,
I don't need to do the scanning effort again. If it is there on your mobile anywhere, whether it is in your email or in your message or in your WhatsApp,
yeah,
you just auto forward it to the software. You don't have to log in. You don't have to log in to be simplified to send it. The accountant has to log in to receive it. As a
yeah.
sender, I don't need to do anything.
Yeah, we got one more question.
Can we go to the original accounting software to enter even after integration of vSimplify? The answer is yes. You can do entries even in your accounting software. But what doesn't happen, Durga Garu, for if you do the entries directly in the software is the object of vSimplify is to give you a 360-degree view of any accounting entry passed in your accounting software. If you do the entry in accounting software, we have the reverse sync option. So if you have done entries in your accounting software, vSimplify doesn't know which document it is related to. But vSimplify will definitely get that information. We have a sync process where you click on sync, the entries that are passed on your software are taken in. But document attachment to that particular entry, it will not be able to track. That will be the disadvantage. But can you do entries? The answer will be yes. Can you sync ERP and vSimplify together after having done these entries to give you the updated datas, creditas, ledgers, or balances? The answer is yes. You can do both.
Okay. And can it like when you say documents, it has to be in PDF format or it recognizes all the formats.
For invoices, it can be PNG, JPG, and PDF. For bank statement, it will have to be the downloaded directly from the bank statement, from the bank login, directly downloaded, because the scanned document reading, like if you
Yeah.
are taking it down and then scanning, the accuracy rate is not very high because again it is dependent, because right now our bank statement downloaded from the bank is running on LLM. So we are using a advanced technique to do that. So directly downloaded from the bank statements, this PDF directly downloaded from the bank is what is working.
And are we working with any banks to directly capture the
Right,
information from their account?
right now, no. The experience has been not many clients are comfortable giving the bank uh,
Hmm.
access to
Yes,
any external agencies, because we have seen it even in India. While all the banks have given that facility, okay, you can come and integrate with me.
mm,
The issue is I'm not comfortable giving the bank my details. I mean, I don't want to give it to a third party service provider. So that is where we expect the user to download and send it to be simplify.
yeah. All right. So, any more questions we have? I think we have. Nandra, you have anything to ask further? Thank you, Renuka Garu, for this wonderful session on We Simplify tool. I'm sure it is useful for most of the accountants to reduce their routine task-related time and increase their efficiency. If someone is interested in looking at or wanted to know the demo and then try this out, you can reach out to Renuka Garu directly. You can also reach out to us. We can help you in connecting to the team of Renuka Garu. Then they can take it forward from there. So once again, thank you all for joining this session and have a good evening. Thank you.
Thanks, Balaj. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.